Hello, everybody.
Thank you all for coming. We're going to be talking today about Project Cauã, which is a project that I've been working on for the last 5 years, and then kind of more intensely in the last 2 years in association with several friends of mine from Brazil and around the world. The agenda is to go over the goals of Project Cauã, to tell you why we're trying to do this. We talk about some of the techniques that we're going to use in Project Cauã, give you a status of where Project Cauã is, because I spoke about it last year here at FISL, and then a summary, and then to identify some questions. Then after that, I'm going to be going to a talk in Sala 41E, which a friend of mine is giving. And then after that, I'll go back briefly to my hotel to leave off some of my things. And then after that, I'm going to go to the Penguin Bar, where I'm going to talk about ancient days of computing until I can't talk anymore, which is a long time. So here are the goals of Project Cauã. We want to create millions of new private sector jobs in Brazil alone. We estimate between 1 to 2 million new high-tech private sector jobs. When I say private sector, I mean not in the government, funded by capitalism. We also want to make computers easier to use, and I'll give you some examples of how that exists later on. We want to create more environmentally friendly computing, save electricity, be kind to the environment. We want to decrease the contention that's now happening with wireless phones. In New York City, for example, you can no longer make a telephone call using 3G. That's because so many people are downloading porn, data from their phones, that people can no longer make telephone calls. And we have a way of solving that with Project Cauã also. We want to create gratis, and notice I use the word gratis here because the word free has confusion. We want to create gratis Wi-Fi over major cities in Brazil. And we also want to create a low-cost or even perhaps free supercomputing services to allow people to do research at universities, companies to do projects that need supercomputing. We believe we can do this very low cost and free. And finally, we want to do all of this using a capitalistic, sustainable business model, which means that it will go on indefinitely into the future. So let's start with the first one. How are we going to create millions of new jobs? What we're going to do with Project Cauã is enable systems administrators, people that know how to take care of computing systems, to be able to start their own business. Today, systems administrators typically work for some company that pays them a salary. What we would like to do is allow these systems administrators to give them the business plans, to give them the marketing materials that they need, to make sure that they're trained and certified and licensed, to be able to go out and borrow the money from a commercial bank, buy the computing equipment, and then lease that computing equipment to people who need it to solve their own problems. We'll talk a little bit more about what type of people those are in a moment. So these systems administrators would own their own business. They would be their own boss. And they would lease out this computing power to people who needed it. We call these people systems administrators entrepreneurs because they are business people. And they will look for new ways to be able to help their customers, and they will charge their customers money for doing this. And the customers will pay them money because they realize that it's of value to them. Now, what types of training will these people need? Obviously, they'll have to have good technical training in order to take care of the systems that they are renting out to people. But they'll also have to get good business training so they know how to run their business. They'll know about things like cash flow. They'll know about things like taking a mortgage out. They'll know about having to pay back things over time. They'll know about licenses. And we will train them to do this. We'll provide the training many different ways. Low cost or perhaps even free online training, YouTube videos, text-based training, free books. There will be some people that don't learn very well that way, and they'll be able to take classroom training, which they'll have to pay for. There'll also be an apprenticeship program. Somebody who would like to learn how to be a systems administrator will be able to be apprenticed to somebody who's already an entrepreneur business person. And after they take their certification tests, they too would become a journeyman or master